Have you ever had an experience like this? Your friend, partner, or family member is talking to you about an old shared memory, and your feelings and theirs about it are completely different. Maybe it was a party that you felt was entertaining, but your friend says felt like a snooze fest. Or it was a movie that your partner found interesting, but you couldn't wait to get out of there. Or it was a family gathering that you felt was emotionally charged, but your sibling says it was fun. These are shared experiences, yet different people retain different memories about them. So there is something that happened, reality, and then there is something that happened according to you, your interpretation of that reality. And there is something that happened according to your friend, partner, or sibling, their interpretation of that reality. Try doing this exercise with someone and see how different they remember things than you. This is the reason kids can grow in the same family, have same experiences, and yet have very different personalities. It's because how we perceive reality in our own way. So there is reality and there is perception of reality. We can even say there is no objective reality. It is always subjective to someone's experience. So, whenever we come across situations, we assign meaning to them based on our preconceived notions, beliefs, emotions, biases, and accordingly they impact us. We are all filtering reality all the time. Can we change the way we look at reality? Yes. It takes effort, but if we can become conscious of our underlying patterns, we can understand why we behave the way we do. Techniques like shadow work, inner child work, therapy, pattern recognition, and others that explore the psyche can help. We can understand this better when we see others exhibiting this behavior, how some people's view of the world is so colored by their filters. It is always easy to spot this in others than in our own selves. And so, all the past events and experiences that we went through are first processed through this filter, interpreted, and then stored in our memory. That's the reason we are all unreliable narrators of our own stories. It does not mean invalidating the experiences and the emotions we went through. The experiences and emotions were real based on our perception. But what I mean is, how we perceived something versus how it happened could be different. Also, this does not mean that every experience will fit this criteria. Let's say, for example, one of your filters is that others abandon you, and you have seen it played out in your past relationships. And we take a few examples, we examine two of those scenarios, and we look closely. In one of the cases, we see that you got nervous because you had strong feelings for the other person and you felt that they might abandon you. And because of that fear, you self sabotaged. You created scenarios where the other person felt annoyed and subsequently they left the relationship and you felt they abandoned you. In the other case, the other guy was a jerk, they ghosted you, and so you felt abandoned. But if we analyze, one was preempted by you, and the other one truly happened in the way you thought it did. And these are big examples, but how about small, everyday, mundane ones? Let's say you felt ignored by a couple of coworkers, but really they were just busy minding their own business. But your filter of being ignored by others made you see it that way. That's why it's so crucial to become aware of our perception and biases because that way we can take control and responsibility of our own lives. If the person in the previous example with abandonment issues became aware of their filter, they can look back and see how this filter clouded their interpretation of the two situations. And then they can take control back. Once we become aware of our patterns, we can see that some of the undesirable experiences we had in our life was because we were twisting reality to fit our filters and we were complicit. Become aware of your filters so that you can understand how you are trying to categorize your experiences. Don't automatically trust all memories because they were created when you were still operating from these old filters. Not good enough, not confident enough, victim, too much, too little. Your old memories can be unreliable. When you become aware of your filters, you can clearly see how some old stories, old memories are only reinforcing these old patterns. So you can discard them, let go of their hold on you, and become empowered to create new ones that serve you. Thanks for watching. Bye.